warm. It's not hot, but it's warm. Of course, it's always warmer in the car, even when you're in the shade. Especially when your dog refuses to drink water out of the dog bowl that she's been drinking water out of since we brought her home 3 years ago. 4 years ago? 3 years ago. She's fine when she's asleep. But this is day 1, and the first day of May. I am quickly getting depressed again. Which for most people that would seem like an obvious thing because I have no place to live. I have my car. My mother's husband is a douchebag and got pissed that I was even parked in their driveway last night, sleeping in their driveway with my car. And 3 of my 5 cats and my dog. It was cold, but it wasn't unbearable. I have plenty of warm blankets. The cats are gonna have to learn to climb under the covers. They're not undercover cats. Jellybean, she crawled under there pretty fast, but Marie, she's always been a back and forth. So she'd rather sit right here on the pillow than actually go under the covers and stay there. I don't, probably has to do because she's old and, you know, the covers are heavy on her skinny little body. But, you know, you see your grandma and grandpa and they get those little weird things that keeps the covers off their feet. It's because their feet hurt. And I imagine it's probably similar for an 18-year-old cat. Talk about feeling like a shit parent when you live in your car with your 18-year-old cat. I've had her, you know, since she was, come on, can you please untangle? Since she was 8 weeks old. So, I mean, I promised her forever. And we've been through a few moves, her and I, and it can get rough. But we've never been, you know, homeless. So, 2 of my cats are with one of my sisters in her apartment in Seattle. Unfortunately, she doesn't have room for us. She lives there with her best friend and her best friend's cousin and their grandmother. So there's no room for me there. A little drama queen back here. And I can't open the car door right now because I have somebody at my feet. And she is also the one who last night, when I was trying to get in, hopped right out the car, right past me, and zipped under a truck. I then had to crawl under said truck and yank her out. That was really stressful. I think God gave me all animals to try my patience. Marie is my noisy old fart. She's always been noisy. She's always been a talker. And she will tell you how unhappy she is with any situation until you rectify said situation. So, so far it's been, you know, a noisy day. Jellybean is my little pee-pee monster. She's the only one I'm worried about really fucking everything up in the car. if she decides that, you know, for one day she doesn't like the litter box that I got. I got this travel litter box. And then the kitten, she seems, you know, she seems okay right now. I think she's currently hiding under the back seat. They can, I guess, still get back there. Because it's warm, and, you know, the lower you are in the car, the cooler it is. I have these, you know, covers over the windows on the other side. Because it's a lot harder for me to grab kitty cat tails from across the car when the car is cram-packed full of crap. So it just kind of helps me keep them. No ma'am. No ma'am. Have to get harnesses for everybody. Just because I'm pretty sure they all have escape on their minds. Tiger Lily, the kitten, she's not so sure about the outside. I mean, she's curious about it, but I don't think she's into it. Ma'am. What? So I don't really know how to process any of this other than doom and gloom. I imagine there's probably a light at the end of the tunnel, since this is just a temporary situation of 6 weeks, I hope. The apartment that, the only apartment that I can afford, would you mind not headbutting me while I'm doing this, please? Is not available until mid-June. So even in Washington State, in the Pacific Northwest, it starts to get warm in the afternoons. Now, if I was still living on Whidbey Island, this wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be warm right now. It would still be raining and shitty, because Whidbey Island doesn't warm up until doesn't warm up until July, after the 4th. It's like hit or miss. Like, it may or may not rain on the 4th, and then after that we have sunshine. It's been very rare that they don't immediately have sunshine after the 4th. It's really weird, but you know, it's where I grew up, so that's what I know. But I no longer have any ties there. I don't have any friends there anymore. I don't. Claws in leg. She's kneading my leg. I'm in leggings and that hurts. It's awful. This whole situation is fucking awful. I have a migraine. So my neck is trying to tighten up. I'm trying to find the silver lining right now, and I'm not seeing it. Like, I'm trying to understand why I'm in this situation, why God has allowed this to happen to me, and I honestly, I have no insight as to why this is happening. I'm 40 years old. I'm going through the disability process because these migraines are bullshit. I tried working last year after having not worked for a year, and the migraines were really bad that year. where my depression was so bad that I got up to feed the animals and that was it. I didn't eat really at all. I made coffee because that was just part of my routine, part of my habit. And it was a mild comfort. I didn't need it. But it was just, some semblance of normalcy. So I tried working a little bit last year, just a temporary job at H&R Block. It was like the first job response to a job application I had gotten in like 6 months. Sprayed the dog down with the cat, the spray bottle, the stop it bottle. And so even she's like, no, I don't want to get sprayed with that. But I turned it to the mist. I turned it to the mist. This whole situation, I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with feelings of betrayal from my mother. Well, somebody's lost. I'm struggling with feeling like a good pet parent. So I tried working a little bit at just this temporary job, and my migraines came racing back with a vengeance, and I did the best I could, but it's a good thing all I had to do was wear this headset and occasionally answer the phone, because if I had to do like full secretarial, it wouldn't have gotten done correctly, and I would have been angry at myself, and I'm sure they would have been angry with me. And I've done secretarial before, so I know what it involves. And this was the easiest job I probably have ever had. Beaner, you don't have a harness yet, so you can sit in my lap. You cannot hover on the door frame because I don't trust you. It's a first floor apartment, so I don't know exactly which apartment it is. I know which building it's going to be in. And the first time when I went and dropped off my deposit, we were just kind of, trying to see, Mom and I, we were just trying to see which apartment it might be. We knew it was going to be a bottom floor because that's what we were told. And I was like, oh, that works great, because then I can just get one of those leash things for the dog, and I can just hook her up and just keep an eye on her, and then go pick up her little poopy and keep a bucket out there, and go empty the bucket once a week. Big deal. I can do that. Ma'am, you do not get to growl at people. She's growling. She's growling at the little old lady and her cute little dog. My cat is possessive of my car too, I guess. Dog growls at people. Cat growls at people. Anyway, so we were trying to see if we could see which apartment. Well, one of the apartments, downstairs apartments, had a whole bunch of crap on it. Like a full 4 set of truck tires. I'm assuming they were truck tires. They were pretty big, and they had some deep treads on them. I almost said wells. That's not right. There was a propane tank. There was an outdoor lounger with the fluffy cushion. A toilet. It's a bunch of random things that I didn't really know what they were. So I was like, I bet that's the one. And just like we had to go U-Hauls to take stuff to storage. And I can't thank my sister's friend enough for helping. He was a trooper, because my body pretty much clocked out, and it was just her, my sister, and him doing it all, and I felt awful, but I physically could not lift anything else. Not to mention, I don't know if it'll be visible here, but I have right there, it is, right there, that right there, that is my tendon. That is swollen, and it's not supposed to look like that. It's not supposed to look like you got a marble under the skin. I lifted the dog for whatever reason. There was like a week where she wouldn't get on the bed by herself at night, and she was getting down because, you know, she's a little mess. I'm gonna break up the cat fights, or I'm gonna go bark at the neighbors when they're going up and down the stairs at 5 a.m. Stomping up and down the stairs, mind you. Anyway, and she decided that she just couldn't get back up on the bed. So, and so I was not getting out of bed to lift her into bed. I was just leaning over and picking her up. Well, I did something to my wrist, and it's gotten more and more aggravated, and there's been times where I haven't been able to really do anything. But anyway, so yeah, so Mom and I are thinking the apartment is gonna be like full brand new apartment, which will be kind of cool, you know, that'll be kind of neat. So I wish I could be like, you know, instead of putting carpet in, can you just put like bamboo flooring in? Like, it's totally sustainable, it's hardwood, like, let's do that. Anyway, yeah, so I'm low on gas. I did get I get a little bit of money from the state every month, not because of the migraines, but because my depression is so bad. I think it's called massive depressive disorder, and it's not like that's something you have like forever. It's something that you deal with your entire life. Some people just have depression temporarily due to a circumstance, or like postpartum depression after they have a baby. It's their hormones have screwed everything up, and so their brain chemistry is off. Massive depressive disorder it's a lifetime thing, and I've tried how many different medications? 4 different medications. One of them I'm allergic to, and when I say allergic, it's like I don't like have anaphylaxis or something like that, but I do have this great symptom where and I've only met a couple other people who have had this. It's Cymbalta, and oddly enough, my mental health was the best on this one. This one worked wonderfully. I felt good. I felt like my old self again. It was actually taking care of my neck pain that I had been having for over a year. I didn't know what it was yet. I hadn't gone to the neurologist yet. But the smells that were coming from me and getting progressively worse, I was at the point where I was showering twice a day and I couldn't stand myself. I smelled so bad. I was worse than a prepubescent teenager, and that's saying a lot. My pits stank, my tits stank, my boob, my cooter was nasty. The smell coming out of my mouth, like, I don't know, like I was licking nasty armpits and eating lots of onions. At the time, I was working in a salon, like as a hairdresser. That's my trained profession. I was embarrassed to go to work. I was so embarrassed. Because if I could smell it just like through my layers of clothes, because I was wearing a lot of clothes to try and hide it, and I could still smell it. I knew other people could. And I was like, no. So I quit taking it. And I told my doctor, I was like, I have to stop taking this. And she's like, well, you can't cold turkey it. I said, I'm gonna. I had to quick lickety split take a picture of Miss Marie. She looks so cute. She's sleeping with her eye open, but. Or there's a possibility she's just glaring at me. Nope, she was asleep. I touched her. Anyway, so I can't take Cymbalta, even though mentally I was a really good place with that one. I don't remember what the first one was that we tried, but it didn't do anything. I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel, look at that's my widow's peak. All that hair is gone. I used to have that much hair right here. And now you can see my scalp. Anyway, squirrel. Shiny fucking squirrel. I know. Damn fucking squirrels. I know. And then I was on Serotolene, which I forget what the name brand of that one is. I was on that one for a long time. And it pretty much just deadened all of my emotions. I didn't have any emotions whatsoever. If you've ever, caught that. If you've ever been on depression medication and you've tried a few, you probably know what I'm talking about when it just deadens when I say it just deadens your emotions. What it didn't deaden was my anger. That was the only one that was still coming through large and in charge. And when my cousin died, and I had I had grown up around her. I was, I think 16 when my aunt adopted her. And she died when she was 21. So, so she was like 18 months, something like that, when my aunt brought her over from the country she adopted her from. And she died from complications of renal failure. It was something that developed when she was like 10. So she'd been dealing with it for a long time, but she had pneumonia, and that's what did it. And I didn't care. I didn't cry. Maybe, well, I did. It was the initial, she's gone. I cried for maybe 5 minutes, a few, not the weeks of anguish when my grandparents died. When one of my best friends died from cancer. Like, I was devastated when they died. And when all this happened, I got to thinking a little bit. I was like, this is really weird. Like, I should have more emotion over this. Why? Yes, I had started to step back and like, put up boundaries in my life. I wasn't saying yes to everything because I felt like it was family obligation. I was like, no. Because this is not a quid pro quo situation. This is family, and you don't say, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. No. So, when I started with a new doctor, she's like, well, if you've been on this one for a long time and you're now having anxiety, maybe you should see what is she? I think psychiatrist. I think they're the ones who can manage medication. Merriweather. I'm slowly running out of shade, so I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do, because the temperature is starting to climb. My mom's driveway is completely covered in sun, so I have very little option right now what to do, or what I can do, I mean. My brain hurts. It's hard to think. So I guess this is just day one of homeless vlog. You know what I'd like to be doing? I'd like to be sitting in front of my computer writing. I gotta go take the dog in the house. Oh, it's a nice breeze, huh? Yeah. I think part of the reason you're panting and huffing and puffing is because you're sitting on me. But I'm gonna take you in the house. You wanna go see Nana? Yeah, you wanna go see Nana? Okay, don't lick my face, gross.